Всем привет, всем привет. Так, продолжим играть в Vampyr. Поговорим с нашим хлопцем.
I have a few questions.
I'd be delighted to help you if I'm able.
I just recently met the strangest creature in Whitechapel. He was immense. He mocked me and accused me of hypocrisy.
Perhaps it was a skull. London's streets are overflowing with them these days.
He was observing me with the obvious intent to do me harm. His very presence evoked a palpable sense of menace.
You need to be careful, Jonathan. You've no idea what this creature really is.
It was a vampire, all right. But what kind, I'm not sure. He was large and very fast.
If you find anything more about this creature, the Brotherhood would greatly appreciate any information you could spare.
Большой черный вампир только.
What exactly happened here while I was absent?
Hampton turned, quite violently as it happened. Lurking about, attacked Miss Jones. To say he created quite a commotion would be an understatement.
Are you sure it was Hampton that killed Miss Jones?
There was blood everywhere, but no body. And you know the state she was in. I fear for what he did with her. Hopefully he just hid the corpse.
How did the guard of Prewin come to hear of this?
McCallum has spies everywhere. He will jump at any opportunity to disparage the Brotherhood and show his contempt.
Who was that man in your office?
Geoffrey McCallum, actual leader of the Guard of Prewin. I suspect he's the man behind the rebirth of this old and dusty society.
They know I'm here now, don't they?
I can guarantee one thing. The Guard of Prewin would never dare to attack the hospital while I'm in charge here.
What do they hope to achieve?
Their ultimate goal is the eradication of all vampires in the country. They see you as a threat to mankind, Jonathan.
I recently tried to enter a church. It has been a very unpleasant experience.
The Brotherhood's research on the matter of faith and vampirism has proved somewhat insubstantial, to say the least.
Is this proof that I'm cursed in the eyes of the divine?
The wrath of the Almighty? There's no way of knowing. It could be subconscious guilt, or irrational fear, or deep-seated beliefs.
It's hard to explain in terms of science, that's for sure.
I'm sure Lady Ashbury will have far greater insight into this matter than little old me.
Thank you, Edgar.
Охотник очень похож на нас, в таком же стиле он сделан. Печальный святой, да? Так, а здесь же вроде был где-то торговец. А, это вот этот водитель, точно.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
What can you tell me?
That Mr. Hampton killed Miss Jones in her room, then ran away.
And did you see all this?
No. I was working by the tents when it all happened. I only entered the room when they asked me to clean up the blood.
Where is Miss Jones's body?
I don't know. I'd imagine the morgue. It all happened so quickly.
Did you see Sean Hampton leave the hospital?
I think I saw a silhouette exiting the hospital gates after the shouting started. At first I thought it was someone who was just scared, but well, maybe it was him.
Так, ну чё, нам в морг что ли сходить, посмотреть?
Goodbye, nurse.
Она реально там обратилась. Так, вот у этого дядьки берем только вот тут. Посмотреть, что в продаже есть.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives.
I'd like to see your good.
Wise choice, Dr. Rick.
Крошечная часть, меч, дробовик. А мне часть хорошей рукояти надо, да? Ладно, это тоже возьмем.
Perhaps I should have considered the offer for Vampyr.
Давай его спрошу, он все-таки здесь стоит постоянно. Что он что видел?
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening.
What can you tell me about the recent commotion in the hospital?
Someone killed Miss Jones in her room, and Mr. Hampton's gone missing. Doesn't take a genius to piece it together.
You don't seem shocked by any of this.
Why should I be? Whoever did this must be long gone by now. And besides, he got rid of the old bag.
Goodbye, Milton.
Ничего он не видел, как обычно. Никто ничего не видел. Рекордс.
It seems the Priwen are redoubling their patrols in the district. I must be more careful.
Ну то, что они усилили.
Fear no evil. We do the Lord's work here.
Так, а нам вниз. Да.
There's one of them. Watch yourself.
О, теперь убить она начала хорошо.
We have to stop her.
Так вот, выборы загнали. Жалко, что у гуси еще здоровье не исполняется, только кровь. Так, не через нос, да? Мне надо забить его. Разок. Ах, ты попал по мне. Часть обычной рукояти. Карантин в связи с эпидемией. Входить в зону карантина или покидать ее можно только при наличии письменного местных властей. Отменить, убрать или уничтожить данное объявление. Представитель, обладающий соответствующими полномочиями, нарушение взимается штраф. Интересно, какой? Жизнью? В карантине заразишься там еще. Ага, слышу. Интма. Чуть не видно. Шум, но не видно. О, вон наверху там стоит дядька. Лучше сверху начать.
See them fancy clothes? This one's a top.
Гад такой, а? Где нам часть хорошей рукояти найти? Я чисто правильно, вот колеско. Нифига ты психанул. Еще одна тварь. Что за голоса? Кто это был? Здоровяк, что ли, наблюдает за нами? Опа, неизвестно. Так, сейчас вернемся обязательно. Старый хрен и хорошая манера. Да не надо никуда телепортироваться.
This is Braille.
Текст
I need someone who can
подправлен.
read this.
Нечитабельный текст. Средство от слепоты. Что-то хорошо, уже второй, да, у нас текст. Кто из них кто? Бродячие? Бродячие. Воу-воу-воу. Так вот это все. И очень-то они и опасненькие. Так, сейчас я с тобой поговорю обязательно.
Are you all right, sir? What are you doing in a place like this?
I'm not sure that's any of your business.
I hope you realize that staying here will put your life at great risk.
Pah! I'm not afraid of these guards of Priwen, or whatever these thugs call themselves. I can still kick some respect into those youngsters.
I wasn't specifically referring to them, but are you really after these men? Why?
They took my boy! I've had no news since he joined that crazy gang. So I decided to come and find him myself, to get some answers.
I see. But as I said, your life is at risk if you stay here. And I'm not referring to the gangs either. You should leave, sir.
Well, this part of town used to be nicer, let's say. Perhaps you're right. This isn't the best way to save Andrew.
Арчер ничего не знает о сцене с тех пор, как Эндрю вступил в стражи Привена. Чем не болеет. Потеря. По карте, что там хоть куда ведет? Ну, можно сходить разведать. Тупик. Ладно. Фу-фу-фу. Готина. Кажется, это его пацан, нет? Окровавленное письмо, милая мама. Что бы ни случилось со мной, помни, что я тебя люблю. Я знаю, ты не всегда одобряла мои поступки. Меняться я не собираюсь. Я родился и вырос в этой части города, и мне не нравится то, что происходит с родным кварталом и со знакомыми людьми. Недавно я сделал важный выбор. Я решил начать борьбу с тиранией. Сатрапы точно будут мне мстить, но я готов ко всему. Благодаря тебе я всегда любил читать. Теперь, когда я собираюсь перейти к действиям, то могу лишь процитировать Этьена де ла Боэсси. Не кажется нам высокими лишь потому, что мы стоим на коленях. Мама, я больше не хочу стоять на коленях. Я собираюсь встать во весь рост, любой ценой. До свидания, любимая мать. Джек.
There is a name engraved under the blood on the back of the case. Jack Gillingham. Maybe I should return this watch to his family.
Так. А где ж... Каска есть, и она... И нет. Джек был убит. Блять. Ясно.
Are you sure you'll be able to reach the docks?
Young man.
Как хочешь. Почему пилу достал? почему. Ого. Крошечная часть, свинцовое грузило. Блин, это ничего не надо. Так, наверное, должен с другой все-таки стороны. С этой войти. Что проходил, а вот дядька этот.
Good evening, sir.
Who the fuck are you? Don't you see I'm busy here?
Dr. Jonathan Reed, that's who I am. And who are you?
Ah, some fancy gentleman we've got here. Clear off. We don't want strangers on our streets.
So you won't tell me your name, then?
The name is Booth Digby. Maybe I'll ask my boys to break one or two of your bones, just so you remember it.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
Things ain't that bad, thanks to us. We give people what they need, and we control this borough.
Well, you're not doing a very good job. People are still dying here, like everywhere else.
Yeah, well, we can't be everywhere all the time. And Edwina says if we can find more guns, we could be more efficient.
More efficient? Really? You should probably tell Edwina that guns are useless against diseases and infections.
Incredible. You know what? You're lucky she can't hear you right now. She's more smart than patient. My sweet queen of the docks.
Несмотря на любовную связь с Эдвиной, Бут не стал главарем банды. Социальные слои. Шляпки.
Are you some kind of vigilante patrol?
Я что написано? Эдвина, потому что влюблена в Бута Дигби. Главное для нее командование бандой.
These streets at night.
Something like that, but the police aren't in charge here. We are, see?
So, tell me about your gang, then.
What? Have you got a death wish? You really want me to answer that?
Well, yes. You seem so proud of your status. Why not tell me who you're working for?
Oi! I'm the boss, all right? The Wet Boot Boys work for me. All of them. Situation round here is better than other districts because of us. Because of me.
So you're a concerned criminal, is that it?
Using funny jokes about me and my boys, are you? Fuck. You must have some balls.
I saw many men like you during the war, Mr. Digby. Greedy little cockroaches who feed on despair.
I could kill you for saying that. But, nah. You've been a soldier. I can respect that.
О, сразу.
Do you know where I can find Sean Hampton? I need to talk to him.
The sad saint. Why on earth do you want to talk to him?
He was one of my patients at the Pembroke Hospital.
Oh, yeah. I heard the poor bastard had been abducted by some cunt. You better ask Tom Watts. He knows Sean Hampton well.
Goodbye.
Не хочет, да, он разговаривать? Ну, пошел он подальше. Вот это главарь его.
Good evening, miss. I am Dr. Reed. May I ask you a few questions?
Who are you? What do you want?
As I just told you, I'm a doctor. From the Pembroke Hospital, actually.
The Pembroke Hospital, you say? I ain't paying any bill left by Clay.
I'm not here to collect payment, Miss...
Miss Edwina Cox. So what do you want then? Fancy buying something from me, maybe?
Нет, сначала...
What can you tell me about this part of town?
You can't trust anyone around here. As soon as you lower your guard, you can be sure some arsehole will take advantage of you.
Really? Don't you think that's a little bit excessive?
Bastards, all of them. This region only responds to violence and threats.
What can you tell me?
I'm a business
gang member.
If you're interested, I may find use of a doctor who can freely walk across the city, you know.
You're quite blunt, aren't you?
I like people who know what they want and say what they think. This is a time of great opportunity for those ready to embrace their destiny.
I'm not interested in a career in the criminal underworld, Miss Cox.
Fair enough. Stay away from us then, if you don't want to get hurt or worse.
Since my return from the war, I don't feel that concerned by threats, knives, or even bullets, if you must know.
That's exactly what that stupid trade unionist claimed after he attacked one of us. Booth and I reminded him a bullet beats words every time.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
You can't trust anyone around here. As soon as you lower your guard, you can be sure some arsehole will take advantage of you.
You sound like you're thinking of somebody in particular.
Take the gravediggers of Southwark. They must pay me every week, but it looks like they forgot who gave them permission to steal from the dead.
Looting corpses in a mass grave. That is a new low.
Whatever. Hey, since you're a doctor and all, maybe you can access that forbidden area and remind those bastards what they owe.
Ну, неплохо.
Booth Digby looks at you with love-struck eyes. Tell me, Edwina, is the feeling mutual?
You have no idea how refreshing it can be for a woman to receive all the pleasure she needs. For once.
I'll take your word for it.
What is it, Doctor? A woman's not supposed to talk about these things.
I'm not that easily shocked, Miss Cox. You can speak freely about your lover, if you so wish.
The poor bastard is good to me, if you must know. He makes me feel good. And that's a first.
So you're just like any other couple, after all, are you not?
Yeah, we're so ordinary that I'd put a bullet in his head if he ever cheated on me.
Эдвина и Бут недавно убили человека, чтобы отомстить. Эдвина подозревает Бута не в неверности. Что она то выше, то ниже.
Tell me about the man you and Booth killed, Edwina.
The bastard killed one of us and received retribution. There's nothing else to say.
What happened exactly?
I don't know, and I don't care. One of ours was killed by that communist bastard, but he didn't brag for long.
So you have no idea what really happened, but you executed him anyway.
No one messes with the Wet Boot Boys, Doctor. This is our territory, and this is our law.
And your conscience is clear. You kill without hesitation.
Violence is an efficient tool, Dr. Reed, when used properly.
So you decide who lives and who dies, just like that?
Yes, Doctor. Just like that. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm saying it's my way of dealing with troublemakers.
Подсказка. Так, здесь все.
I'm looking for Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where I could find him?
The sad saint? I heard he was mugged or something.
Yes, he was. But he left hospital recently.
You don't say. Well, I suppose it's good news for the homeless and the useless. Ask them, they must know something.
Can I see what you have to sell?
As long as you have money, I'll show you all I have.
Извиняюсь. Это крошечные, мне уже синие нужны. Ой, сколько всего-то. Так, где там этот? Игби.
Perhaps we should have... You again. What are you...
Tell me about the man you killed, Booth. What happened?
One of us had been killed, so we had to retaliate. That's the whole story.
There has to be more to it than that.
No, really, one of us got killed, so the killer had to die. That's how things have always been done round here. No one gives a shit.
Don't you see it's an endless spiral? One day, it will be you who will be stabbed, or shot, or worse.
That's what my sweet Edwina always says, that one day I'll get it too. But she says it with the most beautiful smile, my Edwina.
Do you know Edwina suspects you to be unfaithful?
Edwina's the one who asked to be called Mrs. Cox, even though Clay hadn't touched her for such a long time.
You have not answered my question.
She's a passionate woman. I've no doubt she'll shoot me down if I ever betray her, but that's not going to happen. I love her as she is.
Goodbye.
Ну ладно, ладно. Брать информацию о местонахождении Шона Ханта.
Good evening.
Hello again.
Здесь и все, да, подсказки? Угу.
Goodbye, Miss Cox.
Pleasure, sir. Been a while since we've seen any new
Вот
faces
того надо
around here.
вылечить. Здесь у нас закрыто, да, помещение? Типа вообще убежище мое.
Without the wet boots keeping things straight, these parts will be running completely amok.
Страница вырвана из дневника. Я ненавижу себя за то, что отворачиваюсь, когда они смеются над моим цветом кожи. Я ненавижу себя за то, что плачу, как девчонка, когда меня оскорбляют. Я ненавижу себя за то, что ругаюсь, как мальчик, когда они уходят. Я ненавижу себя за то, что ненавижу родителей. Ненавижу себя за то, что улыбаюсь, когда клиенты называют меня печальной Бриной. Ненавижу себя за то, что мне не хватает смелости рассказать Тому о своих. Сабрина скрывает свои чувства к своему боссу Тому Уотсу.
Mark my words, miss.
Good evening, sir.
These
Whatever.
murders are the
Don't you recognize me? We met a few nights ago.
Don't take it personally. I spent a lot of energy forgetting what I did the night before.
Yes, you had definitely drunk too much then as well. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I'm Dyson Delaney. I'll try to remember you. This time.
Inebriation aside, do you need medical help?
Yes. I feel sicker than usual these days.
Take this, then. And perhaps you could try to slow down the alcohol intake, too.
Hey, Doc, you don't really want me to stop the only remedy I can afford.
Surely you must have had dreams and expectations when you were young, like everybody else.
Sure. I wanted things to change. To really change, and to change for good. The bigger the dream, the harder the fall.
Sounds like you were an idealist, which is honorable.
No, sir. I was an anarchist, and I believed that exclusive property is a robbery in nature. I wanted a new world to rise from the ashes, Dr. Reed.
Дайсон был убежден радикальным анархистом юности. Убежденным.
Do you really think the world is that bad?
No, I believe we all can choose to make it better. But most of us are too weak, too corrupt and too guilty. I failed for sure, but others will come.
I want to know more about your past as an anarchist, Dyson.
I'm still an anarchist, Doctor, make no mistake. I just reject violence as a tool to change the world, unlike my comrades.
Do you still see your comrades, then? Even if you don't agree with their methods anymore, I mean.
No. I hope they'll come to share my point of view one day. I'll raise my glass to that splendid idea.
Do you believe in a bloodless revolution, then?
I do not believe in much anymore, Doctor. But I'll admit I like your idea of peaceful change. I like it a lot.
Is there anything in particular that you like about this part of town? Except for the cheap drinks, I mean.
How dare you say such a thing? I love this neighborhood. So friendly, so joyful.
No reason at all to rejoice, then? Life is hopeless and then we die, is that it?
Let me tell you a story.
Another time, perhaps. I'm looking for Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where I could find him?
I really don't know. I heard he'd been abducted. I don't know if he's back.
Who could tell me then?
About the sad saint? I'll try asking Tom what's about him.
Goodbye.
Что он вообще еле стоит.
Not a drop of blood left in his body. This is the work of a vampire.
Good evening, sir. Have you witnessed any suspicious activity or strange events recently?
And what do you define as a strange event? More to the point, who are you?
My name is Ichabod Throgmorton, vampire hunter extraordinaire and warden of the East End.
A vampire hunter? Really?
I know what you're thinking. I'm just another lunatic howling at the moon, but I'm not. The bloodsuckers exist, and they're close.
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm Dr.
кажется?
Jonathan Reed. I'd like to hear more about these vampires you're hunting.
A man of science? Well, I'll be glad to enlighten you.
Ну, ты здоров. Хорошо.
Have you heard of the Guard of Prewan?
Of course. They're dedicated hunters. A little militant for my taste, but they do let anyone join.
Were you ever tempted to join the Guard yourself?
I did think about it, but I'm more of a silent hunter. They're more of a sanitary militia.
Долго ты не проживешь.
So you hunt
Один.
alone? That sounds risky.
Vampires are just like every other predator. They hunt when they're hungry and follow certain patterns. It's just a matter of observation and patience.
Самонадеянный кретин.
What can you tell me about this neighborhood?
Did you hear about what happened to Jack Gillingham? Oh boy. It's a shame I wasn't around to protect him.
It's impossible to protect everyone. The violence seems endemic in this part of town.
But it's my duty. I am convinced Jack Gillingham was killed by a vampire. These evil rodents are spreading like a plague.
So, how exactly are you protecting these people? I'm curious.
I patrol late at night, investigating anything unusual. I try and encourage people to stay indoors, but people are careless.
Can I help in any way?
Actually, yes. I plan to put up posters to alert the population to the vampire threat.
Are you asking me to paste posters about vampires around the docks?
If you wouldn't mind. If you did that, then I can focus on my patrols.
Блин, здесь какая-то идиотская работа.
How do you identify a vampire?
It's simple, really. They can't stand daylight. They're afraid of garlic and holy symbols. They also cannot enter a house without being invited.
Have you ever killed one of these creatures? Yourself, I mean.
Of course I have. What kind of question is that? It's a dirty business, believe me.
Так.
I'm looking for Sean Hampton. Can you help me, Mr. Throgmorton?
The sad saint? He should be at his night asylum at this hour. But I cannot tell you how to find it, sorry.
Really? Why is that?
It's nothing personal, Doctor. I'm sure your intentions are good, but people who sleep there, They have plenty of reasons to hide.
Maybe at least you can tell me who could help me find him.
Tell you what, go and chat with Tom Watts. He's a bartender and good judge of character. If he talks to you, then it's fine by me.
I could make you tell me, but I respect your refusal. You really believe Sean is a saint, don't you?
All I will say is this. Gossip has it that when he was a child, he was molested. By a priest of all people. Funny thing is, though, it only strengthened his faith.
О, да.
Goodbye.
Изнасиловал священник, и теперь я еще больше верю в Бога. Ну что это вообще? Даже не знаю. Так, где это? Пациентка.
Evening, miss.
Well, I never. That's a first. Customers who make that much mess rarely come back. Never mind in fancy togs.
I'm much more myself than when we first met. By the way, I'm Jonathan, Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome back to the Turquoise Turtle then, Doctor. I'm Sabrina Cavendish. How can I help you?
Так. А вот.
Excuse my curiosity, but where exactly are you from, Miss Cavendish?
Something bothering you? What, my name? Or my complexion?
Believe me, I never judge someone on their place of birth or the color of their skin.
If that's true, you'd be one of the few not to make fun of me. Just you, Tom, Dyson, Miss Fishburne, and of course Mr. Hampton.
I'm sorry if I worried you. I was just curious to find out if you know this part of town well.
Nosy. My dad was a sailor from Bombay, and my mum was a maid born up in Glasgow. They got married in London. And here I am.
Sabrina, tell me about your true feelings for your boss.
I love Tom. Not ashamed of it. Don't care if the customers joke about it, neither.
Who's mocking you?
I mean, we're always together. People will talk, won't they?
Does Tom love you?
Yeah, but he's always reluctant to take it further. It's not because I'm younger, or because of the colour of my skin. He hates jokes about us.
Да кому какое дело вообще?
Miss Cavendish, would you be willing to help me locate Sean Hampton?
You better ask Tom, sir.
Why not answer me directly?
We respect the privacy of our customers here, sir. Only Tom can decide who to speak to and what he'll say to them.
Goodbye, Miss Cavendish.
Perhaps I should show
Так,
it.
я надеюсь, расскажет он мне. Пойти найти его уже.
Good evening, Tom.
Good evening, sir. How are you tonight? Back to the docks, are we?
You remember me then?
Of course I do. You're that man who seemed so lost when he entered my bar a few nights ago.
Thank you for your hospitality. I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way.
I'm still Tom Watts. Welcome back, Doctor.
Sabrina seems very fond of you, Tom.
I like her too. I really do. I know I'm her boss, and I'm much older and all. But I like her, for sure.
What is bothering you, then?
Sabrina is an angry one. She wears it like a coat. I'm not sure I can make her shed that anger. It hurts to see her like that.
Бред вообще.
How is it you can keep this place open? This part of town doesn't seem particularly safe.
Well, since everybody needs a drink, my pub is considered neutral ground by most groups.
I see. So you get pressure from all sides about how this place should be run, do you?
Well, something like that. Nothing that a few wise words and a bottle of gin can't solve.
You're something of a figurehead around here.
I'm only pouring alcohol for everyone to forget their troubles. Sean Hampton is the one giving them long-term hope.
Since I'm here, is there anything I can do?
Well, perhaps, Doctor. Peace partly depends on my stock of gin.
With the epidemic, my supplies are running low.
How could a physician help you in this matter?
I have a small warehouse just past the quarantine line. Perhaps, with you being a doctor, you could go there and come back?
Doctors aren't immune to disease, you know. Very well. Show me where it is. I'll see what I can do.
Oh, thank you, sir. Here's the key to get in. You're about to save many dry throats.
Ключ от склада. Простой ключ, который, вероятно, отпирает что-то вроде висячего замка.
What can you tell me?
It's not that bad. Thanks to people like the sad saint of the East End.
Who?
Sean Hampton, our own private holy figure. Few are foolish enough to make peace with the gangs. Sean is one of them.
А вот где он?
Tom, I need to find Sean Hampton as quickly as possible. I've been told you could help me.
I heard the sad saint was recovering at Pembroke Hospital. Did he leave or something?
I believe he returned to his flock. Can you confirm that?
Oh, I bet you're right. Sean can't help but worry about the poor and sick. Oh, I guess it has something to do with what happened to him as a baby.
Please, tell me.
Well, I don't like to gossip, but I heard that the sad saint was abandoned as a baby in front of a Catholic orphanage in Dublin. That would explain his faith and need to help everyone.
Шона оставили в католическом приюте, когда он был еще младенцем. В детстве один из священников изнасиловал Шона. То есть 1000 опыта, как-никак.
The important thing is I find him, quickly.
Why not try his night asylum? He takes care of those who need a meal or a roof there.
Where is it?
It's in an old warehouse, northwest of here. Just follow the bank to the west and go north when you reach the end of the pier.
Goodbye, Mr. Watt.
По берегу налево, потом когда кончится направо. А, ну, собственно, отметилось. Так, он хочет, чтобы я... развесил плакаты, да? О, здесь закрыто. Воу-воу-воу-воу-воу. Чё себе там, зверюшка. О-хо. Сваншотил. Плавленый свежей кровью. Так, ну это его ночлежка, не. Пойдем сначала расследование все сделаем. Опыты пособираем. Гаденыш. А вот они тебя сейчас будут долбить вдвоем. Так вот. Что за огонь? Это косточка уронила. Ничего не... А, вот, выпало. Да, здесь посильнее стали теперь враги. Раньше втроем они стояли.
It's locked, all right.
Так, а мне как-то... Как мне интересно попасть туда. Другой стороны здания. Пойму. Так, точно не сюда. Не наверх. Убежище. Так, если смотрю сюда, значит, наверное, с той стороны. Да нет. Все-таки там. Что-то не могу понять.
I cannot enter.
Там, наверное, с этой с этой стороны. Священник получается. Хорошо, эту дверь мы открыли. Есть обычный рукоять.
Tom has so much alcohol, he could keep this district afloat for quite some time.
Расследование обновлено. Окей, окей. Вот эти, наверное, да, двери.
It's locked, all right.
Так, вот, вот. Оу. Окей. Джимми из Краб Барлоу.
Seems like the guard of pre-work on Shorthampton's trail too.
Take a breath for this!
Тихо, тихо, блин. Меня сейчас убьют. Да, это трэш. Это был трэш. Что я паниковал и замешкался. Так. Главное, что опыт сохранился. Слушай, а может... Ну, наверное, все-таки... Сделаем себе, прокачаемся. 14 уровень. Что, нет? Даст 14. Кровь, укус, наука. Ну, патронтаж, может? Даже иногда огнестрелкой-то пользуюсь. Можно копье попробовать. 2000. А ульта у нас сколько просит? 2000. Так, исцеление 300. Что она дает? Увеличивайте скорость восстановления здоровья, но уменьшайте объем единовременно восполняемого здоровья. Тратите больше крови, чтобы мгновенно исцелить себя и увеличить скорость восстановления. По 2000. Завеса. Останавливайте кровь в венах цели, делая ее беззащитной. Пусть будет так. Не отменять. Не отменять. Стабильные. Ох. О, нифига, не все переболели. Переутомление. Мигрень. Простуда, мигрень. Известно. Слушай, ну вот здесь надо всех лечить. По-любому. Кровь нужна. Эй. Мне нужна кровь. Говнюк. Ну, конечно. Ну. Что ж такой борзый? Ну вон тебя в спину нахлобучивает, что не видно, что ли? Не-не, я лучше такого. Воу. Я знаю, да, что у него сопротивление там идет. Наоборот, сначала вот так сделать.
Thirst for blood.
Где там эта крыса?
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Так, и как же мы его будем долбить-то? Получается, что так. Решение. Губы качнуть. Сыворотки. Что я ничего даже не сделал. Их сыворот. Ладно. Блин, не успел. Так, нет. Конечно, я так не делать. Кушай. Вот так вот надо было с самого начала. Аккуратненько, тихо и спокойно. Чё я запаниковал? Не такие уж они все тут сильные.
The wounds on this corpse are deep, the result of rabid rage. If this is Sean's doing, he's become a murderous beast.
Делать все аккуратно, тихо и спокойно. Так, ну вообще кровь идет. Кто-то выл. Кто-то там выл. Или мне показалось. Так, эти стопы. За забором. Что-то знакомое место. Зачем нужно было сразу оглушение сделать? Все, теперь можешь отправляться. Опа, а что тут взять можно? А, я думал, бумажки. Никого. Что здесь? А вот микрофон. Воу. Здравствуйте. Господа, я, конечно, все понимаю, но... Нужно, чтобы... Блин, рядышком стали. Сжать себе. На самом деле трусы, они тут рядом с Каль ходят. И вообще пофигу. Окрестности ночлежки. Мадам какую-то тут загрызли. Сколько крови-то? Засохший. Окошко, нельзя в него выйти? Сейчас опять болтовни там. Так, дверь отперта. Хорошо. Танцы действуют заодно. Окрестности ночлежки. Ну вот мы сюда, собственно, и вернулись. Ворота открыли. Хорошо. О, он уже здесь. Отлично. Здесь у нас... Ой, паровоз. Бегать, газетки развешивать. С той стороны. За бред. Расклеить 5 плакатов в доках Ист-Энда, сжечь все. Но если мы сожжем эти плакаты, то получается будет все очень-очень плохо для района. Будет по-любому болезни, опять будет превращение. Опасность ближе, чем вам кажется. Они уже здесь. Не дай им захватить королевство. Видели вампира? Обратитесь за помощью. Ихавод Трогмортон. Опытный охотник на вампиров. Интересно, а мне во вред ли не пойдет?
Informing London's inhabitants of the presence of vampires. What does that make me? A double or a triple agent?
Вот о чем я и говорю. Квартирка. Кажется, в концовке это все обернется вроде. Дальше будет видно. Так, здесь что-то еще я не взял. больно палкой своей.
Done. Mr. Throgmorton should be happy.
Так, не понял. А, здесь вот она, скорее всего, да? Он бродил тут.
Good evening, Mr. Throgmorton.
Dr. Reed, can I be of any assistance?
I put up your public service announcement. Consider the common folk warned about the vampiric presence.
Thank you, Dr. Reed. You may not realize it, but you saved a great many lives today.
Do you really think they could be useful?
See the sad saint of the East End? How a single man can help so many people? I consider myself the discreet protector of these men and women.
Goodbye, and good hunting, Mr. Throgmorton.
Исследование завершено. Найти могильщиков. Найти... Джин. Так, найти могильщиков, вернуть родственнику, продать кому-нибудь. Родственнику, конечно, надо вернуть. У нас с могильщиками. А, ну их найти сначала надо. Так, давайте найдем.
People are still working. While you're
It's hard enough to come to docks like this.
It's locked. Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. May I have your attention for a minute?
Good evening, sir. My name is Giselle Paxton, but I don't have time for men like you.
Have we met before?
No, but I just need to look at your fancy clothes to know that you must be desperate to visit the docks at night.
That's quite judgmental of you.
Sir, I've led enough strikes when I had a job to identify you as an enemy of the working class.
I'm looking for Sean Hampton. Can you help me?
What is it you want? Does he owe you money? Has he displeased your Royal Highness? I'm no snitch, Mr. Fancy Pants.
You speak of strikes and class enemy. Am I right to assume you're involved in trade union activism?
You bet I am. Well, I was. Nowadays, I'm just another worker blacklisted by the big companies.
Isn't the whole point of trade unions to help workers in need? Why don't they support you?
A few nights back, I lost the money my companions had asked me to hide. With me and my sister being penniless, they thought I stole it.
What really happened?
I drank too much.
Жизель потерял деньги профсоюза, который входит.
That night, strange men saw me count the money in that bar. Some sort of militia in uniform. I'm sure they robbed me.
You lost your job because of your beliefs.
Those bastards really hate a worker who refuses slave wages and unsafe conditions, especially when it's a woman.
Чем брать с собой столько денег, где нажраться? Ох, конечно.
What can you tell me about this vicinity?
Tell you what, just spend a few weeks here, and then ask me that question again. If you're still alive, I mean.
If you have something to say, say it. I'm getting tired of all this.
Oh. You want information instead? Well, here's some for you. Giselle Paxton does not like you at all, Doctor.
You don't know me, Miss Paxton, and yet you see me as an enemy.
Oh, your manners, your clothes, your words tell me everything about you, sir.
I know your kind, and you don't belong here.
Oh no, Miss Paxton, you really don't know my kind. You have no idea who I am.
All right, okay. No need to get all worked up.
Подействовало. Сразу.
May I ask what you do for a living?
I'm killing myself scraping for a living. And you? Have you ever had to struggle in your entire life?
As I told you, I'm a doctor. You have to work a lot to earn that title.
Oh, a doctor. Born with money in a nice house, were we? Was Daddy a banker or a doctor himself?
Why such hatred? Are you judging me by my clothes and my job?
Course I am. Fuck, you're so blind. You don't even see your privilege. Lazy people like you disgust me.
Чего? Всем охренело. Бездарность.
Well, I'll leave you.
Фу. Мерзкая. Ты даже не помогал бы. Видимо, придется.
The vampire kills in utter silence.
Нижний пытаемся стабильно. Ну серьезно, да? Ну офигевает, наверное, пробежал, нет никого. Такой, куда-то залетал. Сверху. Идем к нему навстречу. Кстати, вот в этот дом, по-моему, можно было зайти. Как так стреляет? Нет, забери пакет. Какие-то там слабенькие. Кашляйте вообще.
This could be the public house Giselle Paxton mentioned. We should investigate further.
Что там нужно разведать? Что так можно? А, вот.
Giselle's stolen money. Prewan has some unethical ways of financing their war.
Ну, пройдемся, посмотрим, что тут. Гад. Все, тут ничего нету. вот видите, уже можно решать, оставлять себе или отдавать. Вот.
I cannot enter.
Заперта. Ладно, пойдем отдадим ей бабки. Пусть она ими поддавится. Если я открывал, да? Да, открывал, точно. Стой. Происхождение с Кали. И стоит дальше, главное, бухая, да?
You again? What do you...
I've identified the men who...
I knew it!
Yes, here it is. They thought they could finance their activities.
I never thought a man like you would be kind enough to... I misjudged you. Badly. Well... Thank you, sir.
Will you give the money back to your comrades, then?
Fuck those bastards who fired me. I'll give the money to Miss Gillingham. Her son Jack was a friend of mine. He was killed recently.
Ah, теперь правильно.
I know you were friends with Miss Gillingham's son, Jack. Tell me about his death.
Jack's murder has been a shock to the neighborhood. A sign that the situation is now out of control.
Why is that?
There has always been tension between the Wet Boot Boys and members of the trade union. But a murder? That's a first.
Who killed him?
No one will ever know. One thing is certain. While Jack was alive, I had one less reason to drink.
Why does that upset you so much?
I wish I had found the time and words to tell him how important he was to me before it was too late. Another failure for Giselle Paxton.
Well, I'll leave you for now. Goodbye.
Всем спасибо, кто смотрел. Хорошего вам настроения. Пока-пока.